channel, and today's date is 20th of August 2020, and today we are going to see about the West Bengal elections, which is scheduled to happen in May 2021. At least for now, we can be certain that it is going to be in May 2021. There is no news about any delay in the elections. So we are going to see who has the advantage and what could be the main factors which are going to determine the outcome of these elections. So first of all, we know that BJP had made very big inroads in West Bengal during 2019 elections. So nobody expected BJP to do so well. I mean, at least the opposition did not expect BJP will be doing so good in West Bengal, because West Bengal is always with communists or with TMC, or before that it was with Congress, the main opposition. So BJP was never a player in West Bengal. I mean, not at this scale at least. They were scoring less than 5% or less than 7% at the most, even during the 2014 Modi wave. So, but the biggest turning point was the Tripura elections, when Tripura went for BJP in 2017. So then it looked like the BJP could be doing well during the Lok Sabha in 2019 in West Bengal. That's because they all are very close. I mean, they are all neighboring states, and the Tripura people and West Bengal people are all like, they share the same culture, they share the same background. So most of the people they will have similar kind of thinking. So and they have a lot of friends and relatives in the neighboring states as well. So once where the BJP was able to make inroads in Tripura and capture the power, it was clear that it was not going to take West Bengal for granted, and they went and did their best, and they scored almost 17 seats in 2019 elections. So that was when we knew that the 2021 elections is not going to be very easy for Mamata. So the problem for Mamata was she was leaning too much towards the Muslims, and we always spoke about this appeasement politics. It's the sole reason for Hindu consolidation. It was not because that Hindus wanted a Hindu party, so they opted for BJP. They never went and voted for BJP on their own. It was because of the opposition. In fact, more than the BJP, it was the opposition which made the public to move towards the BJP. So if you see, Congress was always anti-Hindu, and they did so much that the Hindus were so fed up. They coined the term Hindu terror in 2008 2009 after the Mumbai attack, and because they wanted to appease the Muslims, so don't worry, if they are calling you terrorists, we will call them terrorists, so that they won't be calling you terrorists again. So it was always against Hindus, and everything they did was always against Hindus, encouraging the missionaries, encouraging the foreign fund into into India to convert the people to Christianity, and giving special perks for Muslims and Christians, they going to Hajj or going to Jerusalem, all these things. And also they were very adamant that they were not going to make any progress in the Ram Janmabhoomi case, or even they wanted to destroy the bridge between India and Sri Lanka, which is called Ram Bridge. So they wanted to do all sorts of nonsense. They wanted to destroy Hinduism completely. So it was because of the opposition that BJP grew more than BJP's efforts. So, and also the BJP's Modi and Shah's catalyst that played very well during this time, that they made very significant inroads into the northeast of India. So we know that in almost all the states, BJP now has presence, even though that most of them are Christians now, majority are Christians in those states. But the problem was, once the BJP came in, they started concentrating on the northeast states, because even though they were with Congress, and Congress never did anything for northeast states. There were no proper roads, there were no proper bridges, there were no proper airports or railways. So it was always treated like a discriminated kind of thing. So they got due respect from Modi government, it was because of Act Northeast policy, that Northeast policy. So Modi government spent a lot on infrastructure in Northeast. Even Himanta Biswa Sharma realized that, more than his party did, BJP has done a lot of things. So he came in, and of course he had personal issues with Tarun Gogoi in Assam. So but his presence is not just in Assam. His connection is with almost all the Northeast states. He has people almost in all the Northeast states, including Tripura, West Bengal, Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya, so all these 7 states. So he made sure that BJP has the foothold in all these states, and in fact more than the traditional BJP people's work, his work was more important for the party, and party now has almost 80% foothold in those Northeast states. So his work was commendable. But in West Bengal, it was not like other states. West Bengal is much bigger, so it wasn't easy for BJP to go in there. But it was because of Mamata. Like, Mamata did all sorts of nonsense that traditional communist voters or traditional Congress or TMC voters were pissed off with her, and they moved towards BJP. So it was not just because of Hindu vote bank, but also that communists were pissed off with Mamata Banerjee, and they know that TMC is going to win if the communist and BJP votes are split. So a lot of people voted, the Communist Party workers, communist sympathizers, they voted for BJP. So that's how BJP won almost 17 seats. So it was the same thing is going to happen in 2021 as well. So now that they're 100% sure that the communist is not going to win, I'm sure even the Congress is not going to win, except for a few seats. I think remaining people, if they don't want Mamata Banerjee to come in next time, so probably that the remaining 5% vote and the 4% of vote, like remaining 10% of votes, which is currently with Communist and Congress, will be split again among BJP and TMC. At least majority of that votes will be split among BJP and TMC. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I'm sure the Communists do not want to make Mamata Banerjee more stronger by giving her the third term. So they will think that, okay, let's make BJP win this time. Next time Mamata won't be there, so that it will be easy for us to fight against BJP. So there are chances that communist vote bank could be going towards BJP this time. So, but not just that, BJP is also putting a lot of efforts, and they are reaching out to the tribals. West Bengal is a lot of hill area, so that it's in the northeast, so obviously that it's going to be having a lot of tribal people. So there are millions of tribal people, so they're reaching out to the tribal areas. So RSS work in these tribal areas are coming in handy for BJP, and they are reaching out to each and every sector or the section of the society there. So it's not going to be easy for Mamata, but her vote bank, the main vote bank, is with the Muslims. The Muslims are definitely going to go with TMC. There's no doubt. I don't think they will be wasting their votes with Congress or Communists. They know that they're not going to win. But there are chances that in certain seats, maybe 3 or 4 seats, where Congress has always been strong or Communist has always been strong, they could still retain the seats. But other than that, in a majority of the part, it's going to be between TMC and BJP. But there is one more thing here. So Mamata Banerjee has been very vocal about her Muslim appeasement. Like, she has always said that she has spoken about secularism a lot and saying that we need to protect Muslims and all these things. But of late she has changed her stance. I mean, at least she has been talking about her Hindus, and she's talking about her own community and how her community is very proud of herself and other leaders she admires. So she's trying to use her community background at the moment, but I don't think there will be much swing because of that. So we are expecting a very tough fight next year, but it could be 50-50. I won't say like BJP is going to win, but there is no way anyone can say that TMC is going to win easily anyway. So let's hope for the best. I'm a BJP supporter, so obviously I will hope for BJP to win, but it doesn't mean that just because I support BJP, I won't say that BJP is winning, even though I know that they're losing. So, but as far as I know, this is going to be a very tough fight, and BJP has the advantage because of this traditional communist and Congress voters shifting towards BJP. And we have seen what happened in Tripura. So Tripura, they were actually saying that it was like 50-50, and there are chances that BJP could hit the 50% of the seats, but it went and made a lot of seats, more than 50%. So same thing could happen here. We know that recently one of the villages in West Bengal has completely become there are a lot of pseudo-liberals in West Bengal. So the reason I call pseudo-liberals is like they are blind towards the minority appeasement, but when it comes to majority, they speak a lot of nonsense things. So there are a lot of pseudo-liberals who are still not understanding the scale of or the magnitude of the risk or the danger they are living in. So probably that will be changing soon. That could be changing soon, and some of them could move towards BJP, and or like some of them could stick with TMC anyway. So I don't see like much difference happening from now to now and May, but there will be definitely a chance that a lot of people will be realizing the danger they are sitting in because of recent developments. As I said, that one particular village which is completely under Sharia law now, and TMC leaders has said nothing wrong in that. So this is something, this is just an example which is going to come in the future. So BJP has a very good chance for winning to win the next elections in West Bengal. So, but still we need to be careful, because there were some infights in BJP, because a lot of people came and joined BJP from TMC. We may be criticizing BJP for taking people from TMC or Congress, but in the reality, you need people to work in the grassroots level. So sometimes there are places where BJP can never make inroads. So during the for such scenarios, you definitely need people from some other parties to come in and bring in the people, bring in the infrastructure to build the party in those areas. So that's how we built very good infrastructure in Karnataka, and in complete Northeast. So as long as they come in and they start strengthening the party and they follow the ideology the BJP is following, so it doesn't matter. But if they're still following the appeasement, or if they're not following in their ideology, then I think the BJP needs to take strict actions against them. So let's hope for the best. We'll be continuing in to cover this elections one by one. Like I was covering the Bihar elections as well, and we'll be West Bengal now, and we'll be covering the Tamil Nadu elections, all these stuffs. So if you like my video, please like and share. Also subscribe to my channel, and if you find any facts to be wrong, then please comment, and then I will look into it. Thank you very much.